We have focused so much on calorie counting for a long time, and that's only gotten you so far. And now that you've hit a plateau and not seeing things change anymore, we need to pivot into macros. This is going to help bring more clarity to your journey and start changing the body the way you want. Meaning, if you want to get rid of those love handles, you want to have more tone, cut arms, we need to pivot into learning about macros. I used to be a teacher teaching this to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade kids, and they were able to get it because I break it down to a level for you to feel good in the process to start moving in the right direction. So, what do each of these things do for us? But before I move on, we have 1,400 calories, and that's what you've been doing this whole time. 1,400, maybe 12 to 1,400. That's not enough. So I would tell you to increase slightly. A reverse diet is what we call it. But how would I be more specific to give it to all the three areas? Because these three things are what give us energy. The three things that help you to feel good in your day, to feel strong, to be satisfied, and to feel full. Okay, so each of these have an important role in our food journey. I don't like the word diet, y'all. I do not like it. I think it's triggering and it doesn't help you to feel good in the process, but this is food is fuel, okay? Protein is going to help us feel more full. It is important for repairing and rebuilding our muscle. That for protein, repair, rebuild our muscle, and it's also important for recovery. It's going to help with hunger. So if you're getting to, in the evening time and you just feel like, oh my gosh, I need a snack, and you were counting calories, it's because your protein intake is not there. So typically for women, we need about 0.7 to 1 gram per gram of body weight for protein. So 0.7 to 1 gram per body or per pound of body weight is how much protein we should consume. This is going to depend on individual, okay? Not each person is going to be able to do the same amount. That's why it's not a one size fits all. Macros is to fit to your lifestyle and what you are doing. So again, helps you feel more full, repair, rebuild muscle, recovery, and helps with your hunger, okay? And another thing, when we get to our time of the cycle, this is going to help a huge time of where we're not going to want to be eating everything in sight. So prioritizing the protein, it should be the top thing on your list moving forward. If you want to start seeing those results, protein needs to be the priority moving forward. And most people undereat this. And we have a breakdown in more of our subscription of how to get the protein intake to not feel like you can't do anymore. Because part of it is a mindset. Because you've never been taught, you're not able to do it. But you can when you have a structure, which will be another clip that we show of how to build this structure to start winning in your week, but also day to day, okay? Carbs, this is energy. You need to be consuming before and after workout. It's important that we have carbs before and after a workout. Why? Because once you're done with your workout, you have depleted your glycogen levels. We have to put that back into our body so we can start feeling good. But this is also building muscle. So I'm going to put building muscle. This helps us build muscle. And again, another part of it is recovery too. And you're probably sitting there like, food is recovery? Yes. So if you're doing a lot out there in your day, if you're competing in a high rocks like I'm going to, if you're running, if you're lifting weights, carbs is essential. And so when people think, oh, I cut out carbs, that needs to stop right now. Okay. Stop thinking that carbs are the enemy. They're not. Food is fuel. Food is fuel. Food is going to help you go in your day. A car goes with gas. You go with food. I'm going to keep saying that so it sticks in your brain. And a lot of people like to call me Protein Kaz because this shit sticks when you start to see the difference in your body of like, oh wow, I do have really good energy now because I've been prioritizing carbs. I can tell you so many stories on clients that I've had where they're like, wow, I feel better, I'm moving better, and I'm thinking better, okay? And that's what I want you to get to, is to start thinking and feeling better. Fats is gonna be hormone production. I'm gonna go short there, and then brain function. And it's to help us feel satisfied for longer. Because if you did not know this, I'm going to give you another breakdown. For every gram of fats is 9 calories. So for every gram of fats is 9 calories. We have this in our subscription also, where it breaks down a food label and understanding what your fat choices are. Carbs are also, for every gram of carbs is 4 calories. Okay, and we break this down in a food label. If you don't know how to do that, you can get that in the subscription, or you can hop on a TikTok live where I talk about it more in depth. Protein, same thing. 1 gram equals 4 calories. Protein, if I were to look at the back of a food label, I would look at the bolded section and I would take that information that's in the bolded, the grams, I would multiply it by whatever macro you were looking at, and that would be the amount of calories that are coming from that option. Okay. I will give you one thing about fats to show you. We do break this down more into our other courses, but if you don't understand fats or like what options there are, so examples of it, and I want my healthy fats, y'all. I want those to be shifting out of like the meals that we might be buying from the frozen. We're like, oh yeah, I'm getting like 20 grams of protein. And I'm sure if you look at the food label, you'll be like, whoa, now I understand what I'm putting into my body. Most of us are on autopilot and we don't pay attention to things. But when we see a label that says it's 20 grams of protein, we're like, oh yeah, that's good. Start paying more attention to these little things that the marketing is getting you because you don't know. But being here, you will have a better understanding. So the healthy fats, maybe there's some that you don't like, but we have our avocado, we have olive oil. I love to say chia seeds, even though I don't have that in my notes on here, but it is also in our ebook. I do have like seeds, but chia seeds is one that I do. It's good for the pooper. Another one would be nuts. I don't like nuts in my mouth, but they are a healthy fat. But this is a breakdown of understanding macros. Everything is important of what you are putting into your body. If you want to start changing it, getting away from those love handles, having more tone, firm arms, is going to come down to learning this and breaking down your calories into 3 branches: carbs, protein, and fats. I want you to think about it like with your money. If you want to save your money, you're going to put it into certain areas. Your savings account, oh, I want to grow in this area with equity in my house, so I'm going to put more. And then I have my spending. The most important, again, to reiterate, is your protein. Protein is the number 1 priority. If you don't know where to start, I want you to be more intentional here. Or if you are somebody that struggles with ED, you don't need to worry about counting. Instead, looking at your plate in what's a protein, what's a carb, what's a fat. Okay, being more aware of what you're putting in your mouth to feel better in your skin is key.